To our future scientists, I am Tolofelo, and welcome to today's lesson on adaptations. Now, did you know that nature actually chooses who lives and who dies in an environment? In today's lesson, we are going to find out how that happens through adaptations. So by the end of the lesson, you should be able to define the word adaptation, name the three types, and explain the three types of adaptation, identify examples of adaptations in plants and animals, and lastly, differentiate between camouflage and mimicry. So under this topic of adaptations, we are going to cover concepts such as the definition of the word adaptation. We are going to look at the three types and provide explanations like mentioned in the lesson objectives. We are going to look at structural, functional, and behavioral adaptations, provide examples of adaptations, basically looking at how different plants and animals are adapted to survive. And then we are also going to look at adaptation strategies such as mimicry, camouflage, and migration. And then lastly, we are going to look at adaptation in plants. You should be able to explain what an ecosystem is and how it is kept balanced. You should also know how a population grows, and you should be able to list and explain natural and human factors that disturb the balance in an ecosystem. So below we have pictures that showing factors that disrupt a balanced ecosystem. These factors can either be human factors or natural factors. So we have 4 pictures there, and we are supposed to study each of them and state whether they are an example of human or natural factors. So the first diagram there is A, and you have a tractor on a farm. Usually with tractors, if they continue, depending on the farming practices used on that farm, if it's over or if a tractor continues to toil the soil, it may cause erosion. So there we can say that that is a human factor. And then B, we see that is a volcano that is erupting. We do not have control over that, so we know that is a natural factor. And C, if we look at that, we see a lot of rain, and that area has been flooded with rainwater. That is also a natural factor. And then lastly, D, we see a man chopping down trees, and that is a human factor. He is removing trees, possibly for a possible urban or the building of a new factory there in D. So D is a human factor. And then we are also going to come across new words in today's lesson. And we are going to come across words such as adaptation. This refers to the change in the structural, functional, and behavioral characteristics of a species. We are also going to see the word variations. These are differences between individuals in a population. Extinct is also a new word that we will see. This is when a specific species is no longer existing. Okay, we are also going to learn what camouflage is. We will see that and learn that it is the blending in the surroundings in order to hide from predators or prey. Mimicry, when a harmless animal takes on the characteristics of a dangerous animal to scare off predators. And lastly, we are going to look at the word migration. And this happens when an animal or group of animals move between different areas at different times or periods. Let us go for an ad break, and we will be back shortly.